And now for the bottom line this morning. Once again, our chief Washington correspondent hosted this week, George Stephanopoulos. What'd you think, George?
This is the toughest speech at a convention to give, the runner-up's speech.
Sure.
And I think she aced it. I think she's gone farther than any losing candidate has ever gone in a convention like this.
And yet, did she close the vulnerability that in some senses she helped raise when she was critical of him about the commander-in-chief issue during the
You
primaries?
pointed it out in your piece. No, that was the one omission in the speech, a direct line where she says Barack Obama is ready to lead. Now, perhaps the calculation in the Clinton camp was that would have seemed inauthentic in some way and too calculated, too political. The other thing that was a little bit surprising, though, you pointed this out as well. You know, in her speech, she called Joe Biden pragmatic, tough, and wise. There was no personal adjective to describe the man she spent so many months on the campaign trail with.
That's true. The McCain camp, of course, jumped right on it. They had an email out instantly about the commander-in-chief issue. But I also want to go to her criticism of John McCain, because, again, it was not exactly directly at him. It was about his associations. And let's play a clip.
It makes perfect sense that George Bush and John McCain will be together next week in the Twin Cities, because these days they're awfully hard to tell apart.
The core strategy of Democrats for the rest of the way, all the way to the general election, is to tie George Bush and John McCain together. We are going to see pictures, that picture from conventions past of John McCain hugging George Bush, George Bush giving him that kiss on the forehead over and over and over again.
All right, where does Senator Clinton go from here? Something I noticed last night, tell me if you think this was symbolic in any sense. She was alone on stage. She wasn't swarmed suddenly by family. She stayed there alone, and she left quite quickly afterwards. What does that say?
I think two things. I mean, first of all, this was clearly saying this is her night. Had she brought a whole bunch of people down on the stage, however, it might have looked like she was trying to be the nominee again. That's what the nominee does to show unity. I think she couldn't do that. As to what she's going to do next, if Barack Obama wins, I don't think you'll see her serve in an Obama cabinet, with the possible exception of Secretary of State. Supreme Court is a possibility. That doesn't seem in keeping with her personality to me. I think she wants to keep her options open for another presidential run.
Let's talk about President Clinton, former President Clinton, going to speak tonight. What is he going to do, and why is he not going to be there for Barack Obama's speech?
I think, first of all, tonight he's got to try to do what Hillary Clinton didn't do last night. He's got to try and validate Barack Obama as commander-in-chief. My guess is that he will not be, according to what we've heard at Invesco Field tomorrow night. He says he doesn't want to suck the oxygen out of the room. Though there might be some other interpretations of that.
Yes, okay, I'm going to finish up with something because we were arguing about it here. Do we have re-racked President Clinton from his seat up in the stands? We're disagreeing. You think he's saying what, Chris Cuomo?
I think I love you forever and ever.
No, I think
I love you,
I love you, I love you.
Three I love yous.
Everybody at home can weigh in and let us know what you think. Thanks to you.
Thank you.